Hey, welcome to today's Confidence and Success Smackdown. For those who are ready to just fucking own it, their business, their body, and being a badass, aka have it all on their terms. Hashtag no fuck given. So, if you want to be in today's training, if you want to make the most of it, then make sure that you tune in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're going to wait for a couple of minutes for people to come on and say hi. If you're going to be watching this later or listening to it later on our podcast, then be sure to perhaps fast forward a minute or two. Apart from that, I'm ready to rock. I've got some juicy content for you today. We're going to see who else wants to join us in the group. As I said, we are making more of an effort to actually focus all this training or keep this training into our inner circle. It's giving you a chance to be completely present, transparent, but also vulnerable, because obviously if you're in this group, it means that you're a badass, that you lead with authenticity, that you choose to claim authority, and you choose to live in abundance because your business, everything around you is created from a place of alignment. So therefore, because you're one of us, it means that, of course, we can be frank, we can have fun, we can hang out, we can join the conversation. If I was to keep it just on my private Facebook wall or not, tailor it specifically for you guys, it might just get lost a little bit in translation. So, therefore, it is happening. As I said, make sure you let me know where you're tuning in from. Today, we're going to talk about rewriting your goals into your new badass reality. It is the beginning of the year. Of course, there is a lot of high vibes, lots of energy around creating and making this year the most successful. People are really keen, people are really eager. There's a lot of enthusiasm, motivation, and a lot of readiness to get going. Having said that, we want to make sure that this doesn't flake away, right? That this doesn't turn into some fluff and your whole goals and intentions and that vision becomes some shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't. And, comes to next year's list. We've had a cool couple of trainings around what makes New Year's resolutions stick in terms of setting the theme. Yesterday we've talked about creating the identity. I was like, what did we talk about yesterday? We talked about creating the identity, your own badass identity, and I've given you some steps and some guidelines on how to journal and transition, because as you know, my main message is around success is not about how much you do, it is all about who you are. And I totally believe if you're completely commit yourself to being a limitless badass, right, to step into your own leadership, then you're ready to just fucking own it, right? Your business, your body, and being a badass. And that means, impact, freedom, lifestyle. You get to choose how you have it, all on your terms. Hashtag no fuck given in terms of being the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Appreciate a VIP lifestyle, traveling style, impact around the world. Do things your way, because quite frankly, you can't not be yourself. You can't go wrong being yourself. You can't fail at being you. And there is a massive gift in itself to really recognize that. So with that in mind, we're going to talk about, as I said, rewriting your goals into that new badass reality for this year, right? Basically, I've got 5 steps for you, and I'm going to go through them. So if you want to grab pen and paper and you want to take a few notes, most certainly do that. Otherwise, you can stop, pause, and come back to this at any time, and maybe just use this opportunity to actually listen to it so you can see the flow of it and how everything fits together. And then perhaps after this training, you may want to dedicate 15 minutes to an hour, however long you want to spend time on this, or have time right now, or want to make time because it's a priority, and then go through it again and again and again until it really fits right. Okay, so I will apologize because there's going to be a few sniffles still going on, but hashtag no excuses. Therefore, It's just is what it is. It's keeping it real, being authentic. So if I have to blow my nose, I will. If I have to do a little, I will. If I have to stop and breathe, because my lungs are like still a little bit closed up, then I will. In the meantime, if you have questions, make sure that you post them. I will read them out loud for the benefit of the rest of the training and the rest of the group that is going to listen to this. Apart from that, as I said, why is it important to actually rewrite your goals? I think I've made myself clear. You don't want this year just to be another stack of shoulda, woulda, coulda, flaky goals and resolutions that you don't actually commit to, and therefore you're not actually taking the daily action to make it happen. It's really important that we give ourselves like an internal system upgrade by truly recognizing that if we want to have more, if we want to do more, if we want to create more, it's because we're going to have to be more. Therefore, you're going to have to look in the mirror. You're going to have to give yourself an internal system upgrade and work on yourself in terms of your self-beliefs, your stories, any mindset stuff that's going on, your values, what have you not, any previous conditioning, any energetic blockages that is stopping you from truly stepping into all that you can be. With that in mind, I would love you to, do this first, right? If you're truly serious about committing to making this year the most successful by committing yourself to, to doing that internal upgrade and truly committing to be #your best self, then you want to start with number one, and that's do a little review. So basically look at the last year, excuse me, look at the last year and, do a quick snapshot of all the things that were really great, maybe you want to do it in bullet points, and all the things that you feel have not perhaps gone quite as well as you'd like to, or where you haven't truly achieved all of your goals, or where you really didn't actually put any energy, love and commitment into achieving that result at all. So you want to do pretty much just a review of, yes, 2016 was great because this and this and this has happened. Super grateful and thankful for having created, having received, having been able to up-level, to feel, to do, travel, touch the lives, connect, grow, have what have you not. At the same time, being really honest, I also feel I haven't quite stepped up to the mark because I've not achieved X, Y, Z. However you want to do this, there's no wrong, there's no right. It is just for you to be really crystal clear of, what's worked, what hasn't worked for you, right? And then number two, it's about really reflecting and taking that to a deeper level. And I'd love you to look at, what hasn't quite gone your way, where perhaps there's been some challenges in achieving and creating the results that you wanted, and figure out why you haven't achieved them. So you might say, I really wanted to achieve a certain amount of income, yet I feel like I haven't stepped up to the mark, and this is making me feel X, Y, Z. Or I feel I could not seem to get past my own inner demons, or I couldn't get past my lack of confidence, or I couldn't get past my self-sabotaging behavior. Or I feel like I let procrastination get in the way of me truly getting outside my comfort zone, to reach out, to get more visibility, to share more content, to be more vulnerable, to share my story, to offer, to place more offers, to do, consistent follow-ups, to do consistent Facebook posts, to add consistent value, and so forth. So you see there's a lot that can go into achieving your goals, right? Especially when it comes to business. So do a little bit of reflection. Be very honest. This is not about beating yourself up about it. Sorry. This is not about beating yourself up about it. This is purely about just being honest. Remember, it's about taking 100% responsibility and pointing the finger back at yourself, looking in the mirror and going, hey, you know what? Actually, there's a lot of things that I could blame, a lot of people, a lot of situations, or, things as such. But whilst there are lots of things that you can't control, I appreciate that, you can control yourself. And most of the time, if you haven't got what you really wanted. It's because of you, right? Because you haven't somehow grown or become more or stepped up to the level or hustled your ass off or put in the hours, put in the energy, manage your resources, become really resourceful, haven't invested in yourself, become really knowledgeable. You name it, right? So I'd say 95% of the time it's because of you. So just do a little bit of reflection. Again, it's not to beat yourself up. It's really just about getting truly honest. And it's almost like getting to the stage where you go, you know what, fuck it, actually enough is enough. Like, I know that if I don't change this year, then things aren't going to change neither. And I don't want to be in a position where at the end of this year or at the beginning of 2018 I'm going to go through the same shit again and think, what the fuck, why didn't I actually change, right? So here's your like clean slate, your opportunity to wipe it clean and start all over again in the sense of giving yourself an opportunity to do things differently this year, right? So then obviously with that in mind, we're going to do step 3, and that is preview, right? So we had review, reflect. Now it's about previewing step 3 and really stating 2017's outcomes as already done. So what if we were to have a conversation a year from now and you said to me, do you know what, I'm so grateful that I listened to this training and I implemented it because it was the starting point of me creating my new badass reality. I got really clear on what worked for me and where I hadn't been showing up to the level that I know I could, that I had, that I had already within me, but I wasn't aware I had to tap into that. I gotten really clear on what I needed to do, who I needed to become, and how I was going to up level. And as a result of that, 2017 has been the most extraordinary year of my life to date, because this is what happened. And just write out, like, I'm so happy and grateful to have achieved a minimum recurring income of whatever your financial goal is. I'm so happy and grateful to have, traveled and finally visited X, Y, and Z places. I'm so happy and grateful to have a committed team working alongside me to truly achieve the vision. I'm so happy and grateful to be in the best shape, rocking a lean, mean fighting machine, being sexy as fuck on the outside and strong, capable, and fully confident from the inside out. You see? So really state, giving yourself a preview of what 2017 is going to be about, making sure that you state your goal as already happened. And not write them as if to say, I will when, or this is going to happen when. No, it's you fucking claiming ownership and stating it as if it's already happened, right? If this is making sense, by the way, then make sure you give me some thumbs and some love, because we do like lots of love. If you've got any questions, then make sure you post them as well. Hi to anyone that's just joined us. Make sure that you keep the love, keep the questions, keep the conversation going. And of course, if you're writing notes, and that's cool, cool too, right? I'm going to blow my nose, so bear with me just a second. Isn't that exciting? But it's going to be this, either blowing my nose or just doing the whole time. So now I can breathe freely. We can move on with the training. Right, step 4. Now that we have gotten super, super crystal clear on what we want to accomplish in 2017, the question is now, remember the training that I did a couple of days ago, or one of the blogs I did, about not thinking of like change as like such a hard thing. It's not about you having to completely change who the fuck you are. It is actually just about making progress, choosing to step into a higher version of yourself, to let go of belief systems and thoughts that are no longer serving you, of creating a environment that really, helps you, raise you to a higher level. And therefore, with that in mind, right, we need to now not look at change being such a hard thing. We're going to do this. We're going to work at progress, right? So step 4 is progress. Think about what needs to happen for you to truly achieve those goals, right? And it's not like a series of you know, really being attached to the how and having to be in control of, like, well, if I do XYZ, then it means it's going to be this as an outcome, and that means I'm going to get XYZ. And if I get this amount of people in that particular program, it means, you know, I will achieve this amount of income. Certainly a little bit of strategy has to be in place, and certainly do some numbers and think about programs and prices, and but I don't want you to attach to that so much, because at the same time, it's really about being open to the how. Being open to the how, because if you detach yourself from the how and just were to completely and utterly immerse yourself into the outcome, knowing it's already a done deal, and step into that higher version of you and act from that place, shit's going to manifest anyway. Of course, you're still going to have to hustle and do every single day, and you're still going to have to, like, you know, put your message out there and create content and connect and network and build your tribe and work on visibility and seek out opportunities, but also be open to receive and not be so rigid in the approach of how it has to happen. So there's a level of, you know, following your instinct and intuition, and there's a level of strategy and hustle, of course, and then there's a level of just like detaching and allowing the universe to run its course and allow the magic to be received, right? It's like open yourself for miracles, you know, be open to miracles. If you want to, you know, apply and, apply that sort of thinking in a spiritual realm. But even if you're not spiritually aligned at all, think that, you know, you have to get away from that black and white thinking that if I just take lots of fucking action, something will stick. Yeah, you could. Like, obviously you can work your ass off, but I'm telling you that you're not going to accelerate your success. You're not going to get there as fast as you possibly could if you were to completely immerse yourself into the inside job. And that is, you know, really figuring out what it takes to step into that higher version of yourself and to act from that place, to really do the inside job, to work on yourself, to rid yourself of the limiting beliefs, the stories, the values, the energy blockages, all of that basically is stopping you from being there already and having it all on your own terms. So with that in mind, think about what needs to happen, and truly ask yourself, who will you need to become to be worthy of those outcomes that you've just previewed into 2017, right? Think about who you need to become in terms of, you know, what are you no longer tolerating? How are you going to show up more, with volition? What are you going to stop saying to yourself? What are you going to stop believing and choose to start believing? What if you were to surrender and open yourself to receive miracles and really believe that you can manifest anything, you know, your deepest desires with ease and grace at rapid speed? What if you were to truly say that you're going to become that version of yourself who were to believe in the compound effect, who knows that if you truly showed up and just did a little bit more, 2% extra every single day, that it would compound into massive success over time. So really think about who you need to become, you know, in terms of mindset, but also how you carry yourself, how you show up, how you communicate, what kind of people you let into your circle, what kind of people you choose to, energetically say, you know what, you're actually not my vibe, and so forth. Get really specific. And then finally, step number 5, think of it this way. Of course, there is still some action to be taken. Therefore, think of it this way. If you were now to step into that higher version of yourself that you just described, that basically committed and chooses to see the outcome, the preview into 2017 as already done, what action would you be taking right now? Right? So think of it again, right? That higher version of yourself that you just described, asking yourself in step 4 who you needed to become to be worthy of that preview to receive it all, the abundance, the amazing, extraordinary fucking upgrade life, the upgraded life, or the upgraded version of that life, that next chapter that is available to you. Who do you need to become? And therefore, as that person, that higher version of yourself, sorry, what action would you be taking right now? What action would you be taking daily? And really start from there. How simple is that exercise? You could definitely do that exercise, and I'm not saying it's simple, and you do this exercise once and it's all happy days, but it certainly is like another element to rewrite your goals into actually as part of your new identity. You can't just like write a few bullet points and have them as your goals or New Year's resolutions and then be done with it. It really is about taking those goals, those outcomes, and see how they fit in as a bigger, into your bigger vision, and then really think about growing, becoming worthy, growing into that new reality. Because let's face it, if you were to receive all of those things that you wanted to, your reality will have changed, right? There's going to be a new altered version of it. And I'm not saying it's completely different, even though maybe it is. Maybe you're saying, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I actually want to completely revamp my reality. And that's cool too. But think about it, all these things that you're wanting to create, to have, to do, it's because you're allowing yourself to be a higher version of yourself, doing the inner job, and consequently, bringing those two together is going to form a new part of your reality, a new reality, right? That next chapter that isn't set in stone, that is always going to evolve and become even better, because let's face it, we're always growing, we're always evolving, we're always choosing to challenge ourselves, to step up, because we know the more we are, the more we give ourselves permission to be, the more we can achieve, can create, can have, can do. And therefore it's about, impact, contribution, making a difference, leaving this world as a better place because of you. If you find our training super valuable, super handy, and then let me know. If you're going to do this training, like in the sense of actually implementing all the 5 steps that I've shared with you today, then come back to this, or send me an email or a Facebook message, comment somewhere where you get a chance to let me know what really stood out for you, what was the highlight, and what is the one thing as part of the higher version of yourself that you're choosing to commit to every single day, remembering the compound effect. Share this training with other badasses who you feel would benefit from this training. If you feel that there's people in your tribe, in your group, family, friends, business colleagues, any other badasses in your network, make sure you add them to our Inner Circle Facebook group, which is a free group. Alternatively, let me know what else I can do to help you truly make epic shit happen. One final thing, of course, if you are ready to seriously step things up even more, and you're ready to invest a little bit more time, aka 90 minutes, and you're ready to invest $77, then I invite you to take part in my workshop on Thursday. So this coming Thursday, it's a 90-minute business and branding badassery workshop. It's going to be epic badassery on a whole new level, working out for you specifically how you can take your message, turn it into a business, and realize how your business is basically a vehicle for a higher purpose. How you then actually make money by realizing that if you were to just unleash your authentic voice from within, that you're creating a brand, right? And giving you some strategies, of course, of what you need to do every single day, how you need to show up, your sales activities, and what are like the non-negotiables to truly amp up success, but also really setting yourself up more so in the mindset aspect things, because at the end of the day, for me, it's all about confidence and success mindset. Hey, gorgeous. Mindset strategies that are going to help you to elevate, to really go through with that internal system upgrade, to really elevate your thinking, your feelings, your belief, and shifting your identity even faster, knowing that obviously the more you give yourself permission to be, the more you get to receive, to create, to have, to do. So if you're interested into the workshop happening this Thursday, 90 minutes of your time, then I will post the link. You can check it out in more detail. Be sure that it is actually a bargain, because I'm so seriously committed to help as many people as I can this year. I've even thrown in a one-on-one follow-up session once you've watched the training or participated live, and you get a little bit of chance to digest and do some of the work. You and I are going to get together one-on-one, and we're going to work through whatever other blocks or hurdles, stumbling hurdles are still there, or any questions in terms of how to strategize your branding, how to maximize your time, whatever it is that you need in order to truly keep implementing everything that you've learned from that workshop. So make sure that you check that out. Otherwise, as I said, I hope this training's been valuable. I've had fun delivering it. I'm super excited to keep hanging out with you. Be sure to say hi, send the love, share this badassery with anyone that you know. Keep inviting badasses into our group, and let's impact the life of as many as we can, thanks to you and me, and because, we just vibe together, and that's how we do. On that note, remember, it is your time to claim your spot at the top and have it all on your own terms. #no fuck given.